I'm Trustee Ram Bhatia, and I'm chairing the meeting on behalf of the village president, David Groot, who is excused. And I call the village of Mount Pleasant Village Board meeting on July 8, 2024 at 6:02 to order. Roll call, please, Jill.
Anastasio?
Here.
Washburn?
Here.
Venturini?
Here.
Doxy?
Here.
Bhatia?
Here. Next item is the Pledge of Allegiance. Before we go on with a village board agenda, I want to take this a moment here to express our shock and condolences on the untimely passing of the Racine County Executive, Jonathan Delgrave, week ago on Friday. It was a shock to each one of us in the community. Jonathan was loved by everyone in the community. We all came to know him very well over the years, during our interaction, and he was such a great guy. I used to see him at least 2-3 times at the YMCA working out, a fit guy, but again, it looks like God's will was different, and it's a very tragic loss to our whole region and the whole community, and we pray for his departed soul, and we pray for his strength for his the family, and I'd like us to take a moment to remember him in peace. Okay. Next item is public comment. Members of the public are welcome to provide comments on any matter. Please listen for the president or the chair to recognize you and state your name and address for the public records, and comments are limited to 3 minutes. I don't have anyone signed up. I don't see anyone in the audience, so last call. Is there anyone who wants to speak? Hearing none, we close the public comment period. Item on the agenda, next item is the consent agenda, and I need a motion. Trustee Andrew.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion by Trustee Andrew Doxy and second by Trustee Jim Venturini. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item G, community development. Item A, the discussion and possible motion regarding first revision of state municipal finance agreement for a state LET highway project on Brown Road. And I need a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the first revision of the state and municipal finance agreement for state LET highway project on Brown Road.
Second.
Thank you, Denise. Again, motion by Trustee Denise Anastasio and second by Trustee Nancy Washburn. And Chris, I think you're going to give us an overview of this item.
This is an agreement with the state that we agreed to back in 2017, I believe, where we would pay for the Brown Road Improvement Project as part of TID 5. Originally, I believe we agreed the estimate was going to be over $11 million for this. Claude has done some significant negotiating of that number with the state over the last number of years, because he's told me about it many times. And the state has agreed to a reduced price of 8.9, is it, Tammy? Yep. 8.9 million. And some of the reasons for that reduction is that the final design of Brown Road was not as big as the original design was planned to be. And so Claude negotiated with the state down to this $8.9 million number. Also, we don't have to start making payments on it till 2025. So he isn't here tonight. He's off this week, but he is very pleased with this revision and recommends that you approve it.
Also, if I may add, this item was discussed as the last meeting, committee of the whole meeting, and the board had their good discussion and input, so. Any other comment, concern?
No, this is just another way that TID 5 has continued to be a lot of work and ongoing and a lot of cleanup and follow-up. And I really commend Claude for what he's done, because following that construction process, understanding all the nuances to make sure he keeps the price corralled, that's a lot of work, and it's not easy to do with the state. So I commend him for doing that. But anyway, yes, that's all.
Thank you, Trustee Washburn. Any other comment, question? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Anastasio,
Aye.
Washburn,
Aye.
Venturini,
Aye.
Doxy,
Aye.
Bhatia,
Aye, the motion carries. Item B, discussion and possible motion regarding settlement at Hoods Creek, Addition 4 development agreement with HCP2 LLC.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the settlement at Hoods Creek Addition 4 development agreement with HCP2 LLC as presented.
Second?
Again, we have the motion and the second. Sam, you want to talk about that?
Development agreement that we do for every plat that goes through the Plan Commission and Village Board. You approved the final plat a couple months ago with the condition that the developer sign a development agreement with you all. The agreement outlines the standard procedures, mostly in our ordinances, for accepting privately built infrastructure by a developer and then incorporating it into publicly owned infrastructure. So pretty standard agreement.
Thank you, Sam. And again, the board discussed this at the committee of the whole meeting a few minutes ago. Any other comments, question? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Anastasio,
Aye.
Washburn,
Aye.
Venturini,
Aye.
Doxy,
Aye.
Bhatia,
Aye, the motion carries. Item 5, Human Resources, discussion and possible motion regarding request to hire 2 additional firefighters or paramedics due to upcoming retirements and leaves.
I would like to make a motion to approve that request to hire 2 additional firefighter paramedics due to upcoming retirements and leaves.
Second.
We have a motion and a second by Trustee Washburn and by Trustee Andrew Doxy. Mary, the Chief, Joe Nader is yes. So Chief, if you want to give an overview of this item, please.
Absolutely, thank you. Seeking your approval to hire 2 additional firefighter paramedics to help offset the overtime and the additional costs of an impending retirements and the use of sick, injury, and family medical leave. This would be with funds that have already been budgeted for the 3 current vacancies we have. So in total, we'd be looking to hire 5 personnel in total.
And Chief, didn't you say that some of those were coming out of a recent class that we had been running as well?
Correct. The 5 candidates we have right now are all interns with our department, have been since May of last year. All 5 of them have recently obtained their paramedic certification through the state of Wisconsin and been credentialed through Aurora Medical Center, who is our medical direction.
Terrific.
4 of the 5 have already received or obtained their candidate physical ability test, which is a condition of employment, and the 5th is scheduled to go for the testing on July 12th. So we're set with 5 candidates that have already been vetted through our system and are well qualified, and 4 of the 5 meet the requirements presently, with 1 on the cusp of that.
I just thought this was really proactive on your part and our part as a board, because of knowing that we've had these problems just recruiting to the internships. And I think it's very smart of us, and we're thinking forward again in terms of looking forward with, looking to the future. As we know, there are some retirements coming. We've got 5 guys that have been on board for over a year now, and I think that's really commendable, and I think this is very forward thinking.
Excellent.
I agree, and at the fire EMS meeting, Mary, you mentioned the budget, and this is already budgeted in for the year, so it's not like we're gonna be spending more money on this. We're already budgeted, if you wanted to cover that right now.
Currently, we budgeted for 3 full-time. Obviously, those positions haven't been filled. They've been vacant since November and January. So there's money there. And also that these 5 positions, you're not adding a new one. You're filling it ahead of time. But this will help reduce overtime costs is what we anticipate as well.
Very good point.
Excellent. Anyone else? Hearing none, roll call, please, Joe.
Anastasio?
Aye.
Washburn?
Aye.
Venturini?
Aye.
Doxy?
Aye.
Bhatia?
Aye, motion carries. I guess these were the item on the agenda, and under reports, does any village staff, administrator, or any trustee has anything to report?
Well, I just wanted to say that several of us walked in the 4th of July parade for the first time in many years or ever on Thursday in the city of Racine. And we were very well received, and it was actually a really great experience. And I encouraged Dave, President DeGroot, to, and all of us as we're thinking to next year, let's see how we can do it better even. But we were well received. It was the only, the next day, the only thing that hurt were my feet. So, note to self, better shoes for next year. But it worked out really well, and was a lot of fun, actually, to be downtown for that event. So starts early in the morning, so it doesn't take up your whole day. But anyway, Jim, Ram, and Dave DeGroot and myself were there, and Rob Richardson drove the car for us. So we got our new shirts. Thank you, Lisa. And life is good. And there's more thread at the place that sewed them. We have a very unique color, I found.
They did a great job. Yeah.
So we have more thread available. If anybody wants to order clothes, we'll have to let Lisa know about that.
I think Jim has some.
So no, I'll second that. Number one, it's different when you're walking down the parade and you're seeing everybody's faces, and the kids truly enjoy, just having us wave to them and say Happy 4th.
They did.
I mean, every single one of them.
They
And
did.
I was just looking at my app. I had on July 4th, I had 16,492 steps in. So.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that. 16,000?
Yeah, no, I was running around all day long cooking and everything too. But
So figure, okay. I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, okay.
I also echo that experience. Is the first time Mount Pleasant had. I think last year, I remember that I thought about that, and I talked to Dave, and I say we should have our own Mount Pleasant present. So I'm glad that we could do that. And as Trustee Washburn and Jim Venturini said, we should build on that, because we had a great response. Even as this morning when I was working out, people who saw us, they came and they gave great compliments. And FYI, you can also ride bike.
Oh,
You don't
okay,
even
I'll
have
be
to
in it
walk,
next year
because there were
then.
many people who are riding bikes. So you keep that in mind for next year.
That's right,
And
yeah.
hopefully, again, the staff, everyone, it's not limited to the board member. It's anyone from Mount Pleasant. Bring your family. Bring your
Well, I think we
kids.
should definitely promote Campus Park at that, our banner
The
was
bike trail.
the bike trail. I mean, we have so many things
We
that
have
we
so many-
could do with very simple
Absolutely.
banners on a small, on a bigger vehicle or whatever. But I think there's a lot of ways we could simply add to it without it costing a lot of money, taking a lot of time or effort. But I think it's a presence that we really need to make known. And just following up on that, today I was at someone's home. I had to stop by and drop something off from Caledonia. And they were all, they thanked, they were talking about the Campus Park event tomorrow night. and how they went to the first one and they just had a ball and they loved it. And they will definitely be there tomorrow night. And they're not even from Mount Pleasant, they're from Caledonia. So people all over are paying attention to us. And I will say one more thing, Jim Venturini, he won the award for the most "Hey Jims" from the parade sides. He knows more people in Racine than I'll ever know, and going way back to, there were people who he used to deliver their newspapers for, and they're screaming out to him. So Jim,
He goes, "I know you from somewhere."
congratulations on that. Yeah, congratulations. We might have to have some awards for our float next year as well, so that we can make it even more fun.
Yeah.
Do they still not
Wow.
allow candy to be thrown out?
No.
They
No,
do
they
not.
don't, because they have to clean it up and, you know, like.
Oh, yeah,
candy
just like
cane
every
and-
other
yeah.
municipality has to do, yeah.
So on that note, for Memorial Day, we were out in Elm Grove and with my granddaughters and my grandkids, but most of my granddaughters said, "Papa, you gonna throw us candy?" Because they threw candy out there. So I went and bought a bag of chocolate and I put it in my backpack, and I was gonna open it up and toss it to them when we got to that point. I know exactly where they're gonna be. Literally, right where my family is, the parade marshal comes driving up on a golf cart right in front of me. I had to stop, we would run into each other.
Right.
And so I just handed the whole bag to my granddaughter.
Yeah, it was a little.
She liked that.
I don't know how you get any kids at that parade. My kids won't
Again,
ever
it
go
was a
again,
great
I'll tell you
experience,
that.
and I hope that we build on that. Also, I want to pick up on Trustee Washburn's comment earlier. Tomorrow is the second concert, and I hope that the community comes. And the last one, everyone loved it, and if it's an evening like that, it'll be a great concert.
There was a lot of people there today. I showed somebody who lives in Mount Pleasant but had never been to the park.
Yeah.
Again,
And we
I
drove
saw-
over there. There
Splash pad was
well
full.
used, yeah.
Last time, no, like in Northern Caledonia, from the city of Racine and all surrounding area, because we don't have any ID requirement in
And
the
it's
the
free,
park that
you
it
know,
has
it's
to be.
something, it's free,
Yeah.
people can go and enjoy
It's for the whole
themselves.
region.
You
Yeah.
know, the food trucks are there,
Absolutely.
the beer tent's there from Rotary, so.
I would like to make one other comment, unrelated. I think that you probably all got the email about the K-9 and the officer who
Yes.
found a woman who had wandered from home, someone with dementia, and the dog found her.
Yeah, they got, yeah.
Yeah,
got that.
it was
Thank you for
a
reminding
wonderful
that.
thing to hear about.
That was the German Shepherd, right? The newest one? That dog is a special dog. That dog, for him to go and lay down next to her, he's a compassionate dog. He really is. Now, did he also chase the other bad guy last night, or was he the one there was somebody else apprehended by one of the dogs?
Oh,
Excellent.
Yeah, it was
Unless-
just a recent thing. It was, yeah.
Unless
But anyway,
anyone
I love
has-
that new German Shepherd. He's a very good dog. He's very cool. He sat here the other night for 2 hours, never lifted his head. You know, the Malwese, they're up in, they're kind of all about it. And he was just laying there like he didn't have anything else to do, and he was fine with it.
Not like the first one who jumped over here, remember?
Well, that
like 2
was,
years ago,
that was
there
a different
a-
one. Yeah, that was a Malwese.
That was, yeah.
He
I
was a
know.
Melanese,
And
yeah.
I think mine
Anyway,
probably
sorry, enough about
first
that
or second,
stuff.
third, Anyway. Okay, on that happy note, I need one more motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
We have motion and second. All in favor?
I
Aye, we are adjourned.